What is up, Fellow Express? I'm Joshua Thomas here for another top 5 board game video. Today we are talking about the top 5 Rick and Morty board and card games. So there's going to be a couple of rules here. Number one is that no reskins are allowed. So, of course, Monopoly, Rick and Morty, and that kind of thing is out. But I also hate to say we're going to use our Mr. Computer screen here to help us out. That Munchkin Rick and Morty, I'm also going to not allow it in just because I not only have I not played it, but most of the Munchkin line of games have that similar play style, and so it kind of falls into that gray area, Munchkin does sometimes mix things up a little bit depending on what IP or theme they're going with, but nevertheless, all of the board games on this list are going to be specifically built for the Rick and Morty verse. And each of these is going to take place in a different episode as well, and because of all those rules and caveats, most of them are done by Cryptozoic as well. Cryptozoic has the rights to make games based on the Rick and Morty IP. So here we have BoardGameGeek.com, and you can see I've got it ranked from best to worst as far as the Board Game Geek Society feels about it. But now I'm going to show you mine from least to best. So starting with number 5, we are going to have Rick and Morty, the Pickle Rick game. So let me find some good images here for you. You can see some people have painted their miniatures. The miniatures don't come painted like that. So, Rick and Morty, the Pickle Rick game is a 2-player game in which one of you is going to play as Pickle Rick and the other one is going to play as the Russians and Jaguar. So, the way it's going to work is you are going to randomly draw tiles, and based on these tiles and based on the cards, Pickle Rick's going to run around and he's going to try and escape this Russian compound while the Russian agents and Jaguar are going to try and stop him. Now, this is number 5 on the list. It is a unique game, but it's probably also the most Ameritrash game as well, in that the luck of the draw can really determine whether your game is really awesome or kind of just meh. So Pickle Rick is number 5. Also, if you'll look at the storage options, that's your storage option right there, unless you want to put it in a different box, which is really cool, but doesn't leave a lot of options for storing it in different locations. It looks like it go best on like a countertop or something. Moving on to number 4, we've got Rick and Morty, the Ricks Must Be Crazy multiverse game. The Ricks Must Be Crazy is based on the multiverse. Is it the multiverse? Yeah, multiverse game. It's based on Rick's multiverse battery, in which he draws all of his energy from that battery, and depending on what part of the multiverse you are in, whether you're all the way up in Rick's verse, you get less movement but more abilities with your energy, because all of the energy being created in the other verses go up, whereas the lower you are in this in the multiverses, the quicker time goes due to the time dilation. So I almost said time violation. So that means that you can do more actions with one turn. So in Rick's verse, you maybe get like 2 actions per turn, but the deeper you go, you'll get another action and another action. So, the lower you go, you might get 4 actions per turn. But the energy that you're able to create with these different power supplies, like the Google box, the lower you are in the verses, the less power you're going to get out of it. So very interesting engine building game in which, there's the teeny verse right there. Each of these locations has different abilities, and of course you're going to play as Rick, Morty, and some of the other characters from the multiverse episode. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about it. I mean, you can get pretty deep with the engine building, and it's of course victory points based. You're trying to gain energy, and the more energy you get, the more you can convert it into victory points, such as using these different buildings that you build, such as Zeep's Flying Lab. You can take energy and turn it into 2 victory points, and then you've got other criteria that can gain you even more victory points. So whoever gets the most victory points is the winner. And that's why that one is number 4. Moving on to number 3, we've got Rick and Morty Anatomy Park, the game. So this is based on the Anatomy Park episode in which they are building an amusement park inside of a homeless Santa Claus's organs. And they have to fight off the various STDs that he has. And yeah, so you're basically manipulating this guy's body in order to build, more rides and attractions, and you're jumbling organs up. It can be pretty fun. You've got different things that you can lay down. It's a tile laying game. So based on the tiles that you lay down, you might get to draw a bodily reaction card. So you've got to deal with this homeless guy's different bodily reactions, and then you also have to kill STDs that are rummaging through his body. So the first person to build all of their cards, or as many as they can, before he suffers a fatal heart attack and escape from his body through various orifices, such as the left nipple, well, you can win the game, and once again, this is a victory point game, so you can see the victory point tokens right here. So, a tile laying game, very funny, it uses, once again, characters, locales inside the body, such as the kidney coaster. You can see over here in the corner, there's one of the crazy viruses that you have to fight. Yeah, so once again, very funny. Moving on to Rick and Morty, Close Rick Counters of the Rick Kind deck building game. This is number 2 on our list because personally I love deck builders, but Rick and Morty, the deck building game, I think they did it perfectly choosing this episode to create their deck building game out of, because in this game you play as various versions of Rick. So you can also play as Morty, I believe, but you're going to have your portal gun cards. You've got location deck, where if you play your portal gun, you can open up new locations and go to those locations. Whole lot of interesting stuff, tons of different Ricks to choose from, and this is another one of those engine builders where you buy more cards to add to your deck. You start off with a very small amount of cards, mainly Genius Waves created by Rick, and 3 very useless cards, Summer, Beth, and Jerry, which I think is hilarious. They're completely useless cards, and so you want to add more cards to your deck, because the more cards you add, the bigger and better they become. Also, all of those 3 useless characters may actually be of use in activating other better cards. And then you've got Morty Waves. Let me see if I can zoom in on those. Morty Waves, which are negative victory points, but when you combine them with Genius Waves to cancel them out, you can get other benefits through that. So it negates the card's VP penalty. So very funny and based on themes from the episode. And finally, number 1, the best Rick and Morty game out there that I absolutely believe you're going to love this game is Rick and Morty Total Recall card game. This is based on the Total Recall episode, where all these zany characters are being created by viruses. Oh, well, zoomed in too much. And you've got to figure out if these weird characters are parasites or if they are real people. Now, in the base rules to this game, it's just very meh, lackluster. But when we played by the advanced rules, where everybody gets their own best friend who may or may not be a parasite, and you have to figure out who everyone else's best friends are, it becomes hilarious. And just like the TV show where you are trying to figure out, oh man, I really like this guy, but is he a parasite? Should I shoot him or should I let him live? If you manage to kill all the parasites, including someone's best friend, then the good guys win. But if your best friend is a parasite, then you want the parasites to win, and this can change throughout the game, making it absolutely hilarious. So, and then we've also got videos on this game that you can check out. So those are my top 5 Rick and Morty games, because Season 4 of Rick and Morty is coming out this week. Hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe to check out more of our videos and see more content like this. Thanks for watching. Check you next time.